Hey, thank you for joining us for episode 6, Fool's Banter Radio. I'm your host, Brad. With me is
Steve
and Keith.
Alright, Edwin couldn't join us today. He's lost in the woods. They still haven't found him.
Is that why?
So if you see him,
you don't like Edwin.
If you see him out there somewhere, please help him find his way home. I don't think he'll survive very well in the woods. So yeah, we got a pretty good show planned for today. We're going to be talking about primarily mobile games and mobile apps today. And then we're going to end off with a story as usual, or multiple stories. I got a pretty good one about Steve and I getting lost in the woods.
We got lost in the woods?
Yeah, kind of. We kind of got lost in the woods. It'll be pretty good. But yeah, and before we do that, how you guys been doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good there. Freaking Keith. Pretty good.
Been the huge.
Been the huge, huh? There's been some gaming news. And start off, Destiny 2. I don't know if you guys saw the thing. Blizzard is going to be hosting it on the PC. Did you see that?
I want to see the thing, but I heard about it and pre-ordered it.
You heard about it and pre-ordered it and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Oh yeah. I really want to see how they do with the world that they didn't screw up by pissing off the original artist.
What?
No, because that's where all the glitches came from. They had to get rid of all the story stuff that he did that wasn't generated by them.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Did I say Blizzard? I meant Bungie had to... Bungie had to get rid of... they fired a original artist, and then the artist sued them and got the original stuff. That's why the game had a slow start. Because he said
there was no story to speak of. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah, that's the reason why the story got bumped up.
It's a bad company then, because if he's creating any art while he's working for them, then that's their intellectual property.
Not necessarily. Not there's
then they
causes.
They did bad contract work there.
Yeah.
But apparently, Destiny 2 is going to be locked at 30 frames per second on the PlayStation 4 Pro.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I heard it was the Pro you could switch.
No. So, no, listen. I don't know me. I know what I'm talking about.
Well, I know what I'm talking about. I just saw shit like 2 days ago.
So the Pro is powerful enough to run it a little bit higher. Not quite 60 frames per second. But because there is a... PlayStation has this thing where no games can run better on the Pro than the regular one.
Why is that?
Game developers can't do that because they don't want people to feel like their PlayStation 4s are inadequate.
What's the point of a PlayStation 4?
I don't know. Ask them, but yeah, any game released for PlayStation has to run at the same performance level as on the PlayStation 4 Pro as it does on the regular PS4. Whereas the Scorpio for Xbox does not. So people are asking Microsoft, they're like, hey, are you going to be locking it to the same frame rates as the regular Xbox One? And they're like, no.
Hell nah. Well,
yeah.
They said they wanted the Scorpio to be the machine that developers are able to release the most beautiful version of their game possible on. Just to show it off.
No, on PlayStation have to make something else other than another PlayStation 4. I thought that was a mistake in the first place.
Well, no, it's just like Scorpio. It's just a better version of the last one.
Yeah, the PlayStation 4 is more powerful, which I imagine there's some games out there that on the PlayStation 4 have trouble running at 30 frames per second. So
it seems like...
I'm trying to remember. It might have been...
Sneeze.
There's a game recently that came out that I've seen video of it, that the difference between the PlayStation 4 and the the Pro, and that you can like switch if you want on the Pro to 60 FPS or 30 FPS, and
I don't know. It's
stuff.
what I read is that there's a like they call it like a parallel requirement or something like that. But
well, hopefully the PlayStation community decides to make a big enough fuss about it, because I don't think that's gonna go well.
No, it's with all their games. So back to Destiny, have they released any information about like features of the game?
Yeah, they've released a bunch.
Well,
they
tell
had
me
a whole
about
press conference.
I missed that.
They've got new like, because like, I don't know, you probably didn't play it that much, Brad. Keith, no, I'm talking about
a little bit.
There's like the normal patrols where you just go onto a map and just drive around and shit and just come up with like little patrol missions, which are just these little things. But now they have I don't remember what it's called, but they've got like actual missions in that and special little like quick dungeons basically. Instead of like the raids, it's like even quicker than a strike, but within the patrols that you can just go with a bunch of people and there'll be like a boss at the end of this quick dungeon kind of thing. So that'll make patrols cooler. And then the one thing that I haven't heard them say, which I was really hoping they would, which really upsets me, is they haven't said that there's going to be any more than still 3 people in a group in a patrol, which is just awful for me because we have more than 3 friends in our group. And it's really annoying when there's like 5 of us on and we're like, well, the other 2 of us are just screwed. We just have to stand around and do nothing because...
That's a stupid limit.
It really is.
It is, definitely.
Like, raids are 6 people, that's cool, but raids are time-consuming, very time-consuming, so you don't...
sometimes, like, especially the ones that they had in that one, they were very patience-consuming. Like, it literally draws...
Get the one on the right.
What you talk about.
Oh, or get the one on the left.
They are frustrating if you don't have a good group team going. Yeah. And you can't always if you have one, like there's only a couple that was literally if you had one bad person, it ruined the whole thing. But still, that factor was there. If you don't have people that are on point.
What happened?
You died. You didn't do anything.
Go ahead, sorry.
It was sometimes it required too much patience. They didn't have anything between. Yeah. Like they had the stupid strikes, but sometimes the strikes
The strikes are the best part of that game.
Well, yeah, but sometimes they got boring, especially the way. I mean, I guess it's what happens when you have to restart your whole storyline. Like I said, because of that, but there wasn't enough. The storylines kind of got stale after a while.
The story was always stale from the get. You can just hold a direction on the D-pad to shoot.
But like,
there you go.
I like the whole idea of the game in general, but I don't know.
There definitely is going to be a lot more story in this one, and even just the like the first, not the first trailer, but the second trailer they came out with was all just like cinematics of like story stuff, and it looked really cool. But I really hope that they just do like anything better with the story, because that story was so bad that it just made the game like not even worth it in my opinion until all the DLCs had come out.
And then by then it had run its course on some of the game mechanics and the fact that they were listening to people that they did do some stupid updates where they over nerfed some things. And
well, that's true for any game. I mean, if there's any game with multiplayer, they're always going to have to balance. So over nerfing something is, in my opinion, it doesn't exist, because it's like with MOBAs that we talked about. I think we talked about that last time. It's always changing, and the people playing it are always changing. So, like, if one person figures out this cool, like, weapon that's super strong, if you do it in a certain way, everybody's going to start using it. So then they're going to have to nerf that, or the game is going to become that one thing. Yeah. But, yeah, and then the multiplayer, I don't know if you played a lot of the multiplayer, like the actual, like, PvP multiplayer. They're making it so it's only 4v4.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of annoying.
So yeah, that's another thing where it's like if we do multiplayer, which I didn't like the multiplayer of Destiny.
I loved it.
If you do multiplayer, then it's going to be reduced down to 4 people. So if you have more than 4 people, it's weird because they call it like a pseudo MMO, but they're like making it less and less of an MMO with this second one. They're not increasing the limit for strikes or anything like that, and it's just.
That's gonna kill it like people. Call of Duty got killed because there's too few people and it is getting more and more limited. That's one of the things that
I don't know. I mean, maybe not this very last one, but Call of Duty is more popular than it ever was, just because there's so many young kids nowadays playing it.
Oh, the next one's gonna be pretty popular.
Yeah, this next one's gonna be very popular.
But moving on from Destiny. What? God. What? Come on,
move on. I'll go back to it.
Okay, but I was gonna go back to Blizzard since Blizzard is taking control of Destiny. Probably not.
No, they're not. They're
helping. Yeah, they're
PC servers.
But something else Blizzard did was they sent me an invite to the Necromancer beta, so I get to play the Necromancer. The Necromancer is the new class in Diablo. But so I got to play that a bit yesterday, and he's pretty interesting. He plays differently than pretty much all the classes that I've played. You do have the one skill that summons like 5 skeletons periodically and everything. And those ones will stay out, and then you can command them to attack a target, and they'll all charge over there and just like beat that target's ass and everything, which is pretty cool. And then there's the golems. The golems, what they'll actually do is when you command them to do something, they'll jump over to where you command and lay like 5 corpses, and you can use those corpses to do corpse explosions or things like that.
The Necromancer was in 2, right?
Uh-huh.
Why did they get rid of it? I guess they added a bunch of random shit.
So yeah, they brought him. He plays. There's a lot more emphasis on corpse related skills than there was with the Necromancer in 2. Like not only is there corpse explosion, but you can target an enemy and bone spikes will come out of a corpse if there's corpses nearby and like impale the enemy. And that one's pretty sick, which works really good with the golem when you drop those 5 bodies and then you can just lay into them with that. And those skills don't cost any mana. Actually, the mana is called essence. And that, but also he has the skeletal mages, which are temporary. You summon them and they whoop a ton of ass and everything, and they just blast on enemies. But yeah, he plays quite a bit differently than everybody else. He's got curses, 3 so far. I'm hoping they'll add more skills, but it's pretty sick. He's got Bone Spear. Can't beat Bone Spear. But,
I wonder how those runes in that work. Because do they still have that rune system? Where
yeah. There's still the same rune system and everything, and so each one of these skills has a ton of different runes and everything, which is pretty cool. One of my favorite of his primary skills is like I don't know the name of it, but it just like makes bones come out of the ground and impale the enemies. That's one of his primary skills. So you can sit there and spam that, and that one's pretty sick. But then there's one that does this one little poison spike, a big ass one that comes up, but then it'll like chain to other enemies. So you'll see like a bunch of little spikes impaling the enemies. But he plays pretty different. It's pretty cool. I'm excited to get him. He's gonna cost money though. He's gonna cost
money.
Yep, he's gonna cost like $10. It's gonna be like a little mini expansion.
$10 for an extra character.
Yeah. But also, I discovered a Diablo II mod that actually has a running server with a couple thousand players. But it's called Path of Diablo. And what it is a Path of Exile player went back to Diablo 2 and just made a couple minor changes, added a few skills, added things like loot filters to the game and everything. So it's pretty much Diablo 2, but with a few Path of Exile inspired additions to it. And there's actually a running server. I went in there, people are doing Trist runs, Bale runs, stuff like that with no bots.
Man, I did not play that.
It's pretty easy to install. You should check it out.
play that game as much as I should have.
Which one?
Diablo 2. But I did like that game for as much as I played
Well, you should play Path of Diablo. It's pretty cool. Pretty easy to install. I can help you install it, Keith.
What is this rock glowing for?
Yeah, but let's move on to some mobile games.
Going mobile.
Oh gosh.
So I have been trying my hand to find some really good mobile games.
They don't exist.
I think they do. There are some good ones.
They don't exist.
The problem with mobile games is you have to find ones that work well with touch controls. They do it in a good way. I have the luxury of having my Xbox One S controller with the attachment, so I sit there and play the ones that work with the controller. So those work.
Feel like Tappy Tap.
But the one that
only good ones.
I actually got for free on the Amazon Underground thing was all of the Goat Simulator games.
Those games are actually pretty fun.
Yeah, they are. Do you know how many? I didn't know they had more of those.
They got Goat MMO.
Goat MMO.
They've got the Zombie Apocalypse one. They've got.
I don't think I've ever played that.
There's the newest one they added. I can't remember.
Goat Z was the Zombie Apocalypse one. And then Space of what is it? Here, I can look right now on my phone.
Oh, the space one. Which game was that?
Waste of Space.
What is the collaboration though? What game is it collaborating?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it Kerbal Space Programming? No, it's not Kerbal.
Maybe it's Destiny. Who knows?
No, it's definitely not Destiny.
Yeah.
It's like a space sim type game. It's not a sci-fi game.
Okay, but yeah, the MMO one is funny.
That's you can actually play like multiplayer on that.
Yeah, that I mean those goat games.
It was free on Xbox Live Gold for a while.
They're free right now on the
DLCs,
Amazon Underground Marketplace, so you check that out. I don't know how that works.
I don't even know what the hell the Amazon.
They have a bunch of free apps or free purchases.
Free ass.
You might need Amazon Prime to do it. I don't know.
I don't have.
Someone have to tell us. But the next game that I was playing was a game called Darkstone.
Sounds like a lame ass
Steve
ripoff.
Steve, you know what Darkstone is?
I think I know.
Darkstone is a game we used to own on the PlayStation.
Did we own it?
Mm-hmm.
Did we actually own it?
Yeah. And there was a lady in the town where you would give her a coin and she would sing the song.
Yeah,
you remember?
I know.
It is literally that game, but it's now on the Play Store, free to play, and they have a bunch more classes. And it's touch controls. It's touch controls. It's much nicer now. It used to be so hard, but now you can have a companion in it and everything. But yeah, I played that a little bit. Mostly I played it to be able to go into town and listen to that lady sing the song in the middle of town.
Save your soul in the dark stone shine.
It's my jam.
Oh man.
But yeah, Keith, did you want to throw in a game?
Vainglory.
Vainglory. What is Vainglory?
It's a MOBA for the.
It's a mobile MOBA.
Yeah.
It's a MOBA.
It's a mobile MOBA.
MOBA.
Oopsie. It looks like it needs a.
So how is
it? It's a one lane MOBA because.
So it's just straight brawling.
Well, there's jungle in lane.
In the middle of the one lane, or on the outsides of the. Lane?
There's these patches. There's 3 patches of bushes you can hide in, and then below the lane there's a jungle. The jungle has 2 camps.
Camp?
One for each side, and then it also has a gold buff that gathers gold.
You sound like you've played it quite a bit.
I love gold.
Yeah. You played it quite a bit? You've actually played a mobile MOBA quite a bit?
For a bit there's a couple of days that I really got into it, but then when you're playing with random people, it's hard. Sometimes it gets hard to find good people to play with. But the gold buff, it has a timer on it to where it's full, and you can get it at any time. But the more full it is, the better. Unless you're dealing with an enemy that likes to go get it, then you want to get
likes to go get it.
Then you want to get it at that
X
point.
gonna give it to you.
Then you want to get it at a quarter full or half full, and then you just keep on going at it. But eventually, that gold buff changes from a gold buff to something called a Kraken that you can attack.
Did you say a Kraken?
Kraken, yeah.
So you release the Kraken?
Yes. But you have to fight it and defeat it first. And then
it just pushes the lanes, so like normal bosses in
like the siege,
most MMOs,
the siege monster,
or MMOs, and MOBAs,
siege monster,
mobile MOBAs.
Siege game mode.
That's cool, man. I might check it out. Is it still good?
It's still good, but
free to play?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it has a whole bunch of card stuff and a whole bunch of fun little trinkets and trophies and costumes and stuff for your characters and
That's
that.
cool, man.
You know what?
There's I don't remember how many characters. I know it's over 18 characters.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. Yeah, not bad for a mobile.
I've been playing
quite
a bit of Heroes of the Storm 2.0, so been playing a little bit more MOBAs. But
that, and I don't like a lot of these what is it like? I found the commercials funny for Clash of Clans and Clash Royale.
Oh yeah,
but like
those are like strategy
Clash
games. I can't do many strategy
was
games.
fun
Blah, blah, blah.
till I lost my account and then people stopped playing it. But there's this other one called Titan something.
Titanfall?
No. Dawn of Titans.
Titanfall 2?
Dawn of Titanfall 2?
Dawn of Titanfall 2.
Dawn of Titanfall.
But
what's that one? Is that another MOBA?
It's more like a strategy game, but it is a lot
MOBA.
Fun. It has a lot more funner.
I like
funner. That's a good word.
It's got great
graphics. Is that related to funnel?
Hopefully this one doesn't.
It's got great graphics.
Because then I can show it to you and.
Well, you don't need to show me. You just tell me.
But it's a strategy game, and you have literally why it's called Dawn of Titans is like Titans died back. Like were there at one point, and then they died back, and now they're coming back all of a sudden.
It's not really the dawn. I don't agree with.
It's the rebirth of Titans.
Yeah, rebirth of Titans. Better.
Well, there's multiple days, so it's a redawning, but
dawning of the Age of Aquarius.
Aquarius.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, there was one mobile game that I played a long ass time ago. Like it was not even on
Pokemon Go.
Mobile phone. No.
Okay.
Bro, you played Pokemon? Get out of here saying you didn't play.
No, I never said I didn't
games.
play it, but I played
Pokemon Go. That's a mobile game.
That was just pure.
They need to make it so you have to battle for the goddamn Pokemon. That's the one thing that bugs me about
for the goddamn Pokemon.
I
just want them to put.
You don't just throw a Pokeball and
I want them to put all 600 Pokemon in there.
That's all they can do, yo.
They need to put all 600 Pokemon in that bitch.
This game I played a long time ago.
700, 800.
Before I had a phone, it was on a freaking iPod Touch. It was basically a ripoff of Legend of Zelda. Link to the Past was the one that was on the Super Nintendo, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Only you couldn't fight anything. There was no combat, no enemies, no nothing. So it was just a bunch of little Link-looking motherfuckers walking around.
That's quite a ripoff.
It was multiplayer though, so it was just a bunch of you and a bunch of little other Link.
So what did you do in the game?
You'd run around, pick up bushes, and throw them at each other.
Oh, that's
It wouldn't
cool.
do anything. It was
That's
super.
awesome.
It was like super beta.
It was like super pretend. You know what would have made an awesome mobile game, Steve? And it's online.
And it's online. Yeah, no. Dude,
that would have been cool.
Let's go get the assets for that and do it ourselves.
Yeah, let's build our
people.
But
yeah,
oh, that's not bad. It looks pretty good. That's cool, man.
Go to.
But the one game I did buy, I bought one in the last couple of weeks, and it's called Oceanhorn, talking about Zelda ripoffs. Oceanhorn is literally kind of like Zelda Link to the Past, a little bit better graphics, the water and stuff, and that is pretty cool. But it's just little puzzles, swinging at enemies with a sword and everything. I bought it because I can use it with my controller. But it's just a bunch of little islands, and you move on to different islands. You ride your boat to the next island and everything. Solve the puzzle like, there. Increase your hearts. All that jazz. But it's literally like Zelda.
Wind Waker.
It's like So it looks like it's think Zelda: Link Between Worlds, but kind of the map is turned, kind of like Endless Online is. That angle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's at that angle there. That's my chip. I'm letting it based.
I'll see if I like.
The ship was like kind of like Wind Waker. Yeah, it did look like Wind Waker. But yeah, you get a little cannon that shoots coconuts on the ship, and you're like shooting barrels out in the ocean to collect experience and gold and stuff like that. But it's pretty cool. You can block. I got bombs, so I can finally open things up. It's nothing special so far, but it's pretty fun. The water looks real nice.
Well, that's just like
it was $5.36 or something.
Oh, God, you paid for it?
Yeah,
I'd never pay for a mobile game.
I would, because I can play it with my controller, my little clip.
Well, then why don't you just play a normal game?
Yeah. And then I also played a game called Doom and Destiny. Have you ever heard of this game?
Those are two completely separate games.
Yes, I know. They're like, what are good hot games right now? We got Doom was pretty good. Yeah, it was pretty good. Destiny's pretty good right now. Yeah, we'll name it Doom and Destiny. No, what it is old JRPG. You know, like that old style, kind of like the old Final Fantasies, 2D. But it's kind of like in modern times where these four guys go and go to their friend's house to play Dungeons and Dragons, but like their friend's not there, but some doors lead to an actual fantasy world, and they get like teleported and everything, and it's pretty comical. All the dialogue in it has pretty funny references, and it's just it takes a less serious note to a classic fantasy RPG, but there's still like all sorts of weapons and everything. Well, like you would expect.
I'm sure you've heard of Persona 5, right?
Yeah.
It's anime teenager boy the simulator.
What?
That's literally what that game is. You're just like trying to get girlfriends and stuff.
God.
Creepy teachers?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know shit about anime. I don't watch anime.
I heard something like that.
Yeah, a friend of mine was talking
I'm moving
about
away
it
from this one. He said he doesn't like anime.
I don't.
I gotta get away from here.
This guy. He's like, I love anime. But yeah, and then I think I have one more. What?
I'm gonna say, right now we're playing Loading Screen the Simulator.
Yeah, we're playing Loading Screen Simulator.
Does Brad how to play GTA Online?
And then a game called Dungeon Quest.
Oh, I've heard of this.
So, I was on a journey to find the best action RPG I could find. Diablo style.
On a journey.
And this game is the closest I think you can get to playing Diablo on your mobile device. It's a little cartoony, but it works with my controller. But it's just straight run through and smash on enemies, and loot flies everywhere.
Look,
you pick it
up.
Mercury. Has stats. It's free to play. I haven't found a way. I want to find a way to purchase to get rid of the ads, because those can get a little annoying, popping up in the right-hand corner sometimes.
That's why I can't play mobile games. Well, one of the many reasons I can't play mobile games.
I'm in like Act 2 of it or whatever, and I'm in the easiest difficulty, but I'm using Whirlwind with a couple points into that and skills and an axe. And I'm like one-shotting everything. I'm just running through and just whirlwinding through everything. Spin for the win, baby.
Spin to win.
Yeah, you guys got any other mobile games? I'm pretty much tapped on mobile games themselves.
Apps is all I really have after that.
Yeah, I don't really...
And I love PlayStation app, I do have to say that. Because I can keep in contact with all my friends, do all this other shit.
Yeah,
tell them when the podcast is going, and
you know what?
When I need to do something on my phone, like to cure boredom, I just go on Reddit and listen to music at the same time.
This guy. You know what?
From that board, I'm going to do something outside the house. I don't care if it's cleaning my car or whatnot.
You know what? You know what app is also really good for staying in contact with everyone, Keith? Discord.
Yeah, why don't you make a Discord for all your PlayStation friends?
Yeah, there you go.
Can you post links in your PlayStation app?
Keith, I don't have the PlayStation app because I don't have a PlayStation.
I have Discord on my phone.
Yeah. Tell all your friends to go on Discord.
Ooh.
So where did Discord come from, Steve?
It's only been out for a year.
It's only been out for a year?
Yeah, because I remember like two days ago, it was like, it's our year birthday. And I was like, Discord's only really been around for a year? It seems so crazy to me, but...
Maybe the full release was a year ago. Maybe it's been in beta or whatever.
I'm sure. Those programs take years.
But all I know is everyone was... All these things, you know, all these chat systems.
Everybody was only ever talking about TeamSpeak.
Yeah, TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak
I used
favorite.
What was the one that I used? Adobe.
Dolby Accent.
Dolby Accent is the one that I used.
That one actually wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I liked it, but all of a sudden everyone's like, "Hey, you got to use this Discord. It's all we use and everything."
Yeah.
Like, what in the world? Where
like,
did this thing come from?
I made a Discord for my YouTube channel. I'm like, what the hell does that mean? You made a TeamSpeak server just for your YouTube channel? Because I assumed it was exactly like TeamSpeak when it first came out.
Yeah.
Or when I first started hearing about it.
I mean, from what I can tell, it's nothing too fantastic. It's not bad. It's got some nice
the
features.
best part about it is the simplicity of it. That you just can go into a chat and just talk. And it's good quality. It's not like their chat servers are crap like some other ones I've used. Like Mumble, I think has terrible quality in my opinion.
Mumble? It just sounds... You can tell by the name of it. It sounds like all you're going to hear is mumbling. Steve, will you quit and just go drive some shit?
I was trying to make a sweet-ass lowrider, but then I realized I don't want to spend half the $2 million that I have.
Shopping. Jump on that little...
My freaking
that's the color I wish the chair was, or your chair was.
I could have gotten green, but then I was like, wait, I use a green screen, and the green would fuck it up.
Yeah.
True. Blue and silver.
Any other good apps?
I've been like super depressed lately, so I've been having problems. This is going to apps, don't worry. I've been having problems staying motivated to do stuff. So I got this app called Streaks, and you put in something you want to do every day, and you set a reminder, and it'll remind you on your phone like an alarm, and it'll say, "Have you completed this today?" Like the first thing I put on there was like, "Do 10 push or do one more push up than you did yesterday." So every day it asks me, like basically the time I'd get home at work around like 11 o'clock. Did you do 10 push-ups today? Or did you do one more push-up before you did? Or more than you did yesterday? And if I haven't, I'll go do it. And it's like you can put just basically any reminder you want. So it's like, say if like, because I try to write a little bit stuff, like short stories or stuff for D&D campaigns and stuff like that. So one that I've put, which I haven't even done yet because I got the app a couple days ago, is... write at least a page of just anything. So, and it like gives you like a visual marker, like how it like creates like a streak on like a calendar, and you can see how far you've gone. So it's basically just for, say if like there's that, you know, you just have like a bad day where you just don't want to do anything, and you look, the thing reminds you, you're like, hey, you've done this 100 days in a row. You're gonna be less likely to not do it because you're like, I don't want to break a streak of 100 days of something. Even if it's something menial, if like, it's just, it kind of puts more of a, like...
Reward?
Yeah, like a reward system to just doing something menial.
Is there any rewards on it?
I don't think so. It's just like a personal thing. But it's...
What's your streak up to?
I don't know. I've only had it for like 3 days.
So 3 days?
Yeah.
What, 3 push-ups?
That's cool.
No, I started at 10.
So he's going to do one more air day.
No, don't destroy my bike in the water, please.
Hell no, I don't do that. You don't need this bike.
You're right, I can just replace it. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
No, that's right. You still have to bring
it back looking for cool apps like that.
Yeah, it's just, it helps, like, especially with working out, because I really need to start working out. Because I've just been sitting around.
Who doesn't, my friend? Who doesn't?
I've been sitting around for like 5 years. And while I don't gain any weight, I stay the same weight. I can tell that I'm losing muscle, so it's just becoming fat. And I'm staying the same weight with fat, so I'm getting unhealthy.
Yeah, 2 years out before it really becomes a problem.
So that and, like, I'll do push-ups, and then I'll start, like, maybe, like, running a mile a day, and then...
That's cool. What you should do is you know, if you want to do something really productive, you could always start working on a video game and add some streaks for that.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing stuff like that. Maybe not a video game, maybe like learning to animate with like Blender or something like that.
There you go.
Or modeling. I did try modeling one time and I was just like, at the time I was having none of it. I had too much
Well,
on my mind.
you need to get your hair done real nice if you want to start modeling.
Oh my god, my hair is beautiful. It's
My
so
hair is
messy.
beautiful. Ah!
I need to cut my shit.
Anyway.
Yeah, and then another one is it's just for like basically like tasks, like creating a to-do list kind of thing. I actually think it's called Todoist. Yeah, Todoist. It's just a good app that like I already have one built in my phone, but it's a little bit more like it's got more options with like setting alarms and reminders and stuff like that. So yeah, because I was watching this video. This guy is from Rooster Teeth actually.
Rooster Teeth?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
But he was
Ruby.
talking. He made a vlog about how he stays motivated, and he was saying that he heard something from some speaker one time that motivation isn't real. It's all like fickle, and it's just about forcing yourself to do stuff even when you don't want to, and just like motivation is just like another word for inspiration, which if you only do stuff based off of inspiration, eventually you're going to not be inspired by something, and then you're just not going to do something. So it's better to force yourself to do something, even if it's not, doesn't make it as good as if you just waited to be inspired by something.
Yeah.
So I see that. Like the best way to do something, like to learn a new skill or something, is to do it consistently. And just like keep doing it, even if you don't want to, just keep doing it. And that's why I made the streak thing, because if I'm like, like I said today, if I'm like, I don't want to do push-ups, I'm like, I don't want to break this streak. And oh my god, how are you not dead? If I don't want to break this streak, then I'll be more likely to do it, even if it's a day that I don't want to do it. And like other stuff too, like the Blender thing.
Yeah.
Learning to animate and stuff like that, or making music. I should do that too.
Oh yeah, you should totally do that. Edit some of our videos, stuff like that.
Yeah, editing and that was the thing. Like it took me editing that one video. Like I had good edits and stuff like that. It's just I would only feel like editing for like maybe like 10 minutes a day. That's why it took so long.
You're alive after being...
He's almost dead. His health is really low.
What's the cheat code?
There is no cheat code. You're online.
Oh, there's always cheat codes online.
Yeah, the cheat code is somebody's going to come up and kill you, and then your health's going to come back to full. Surprised you haven't died yet.
That's cool, man. Got any other apps going on? I got a few apps I can throw in here.
Fancy.
Honestly, Reddit.
For D&D, there's this app. You can get the free version. It's called 5th Edition Character Sheet. It's super cool. If you're a D&D fan, if you play D&D and you're still using like the paper character sheets, the 5th Edition Character Sheet thing here is so amazing. You put in all the information, you put in all your ability scores, and then you just choose one of the classes and the races. It already knows like all racial bonuses and stuff like that. And then it even gives you like different options, like because different like dungeon masters will have different like ways that they give you like ability scores and stuff like that. They even have like multiple options, like the normal ones, or you can do like you roll 6, take off the bottom 2 or whatever, that kind of thing. There's like a whole different tabs for spell slots and stuff like that. It's super useful. You can just hit a button and level up your character, and it tells you what you get that level for that class and everything.
So basically, you can do your whole character sheet.
Yep,
on it?
your entire. I have my character right now. I'm a warlock, level 8, 51 HP.
What?
See, it's got all my stuff, my armor class, my proficiency bonus, strength,
That's cool.
my dex. It's got little bonuses I can flip over. Gives me all my skills and what the bonuses to my
Can you
skills.
create your own character sheets?
Yeah, well, what do you mean, create your own character sheets?
Say I'm making my own tabletop game? Can I
No, it's just for
design my
D&D.
own? Oh,
It's just
that's
I mean, if you're going to use the same setup as a D&D character sheet.
Their World of Warcraft is pretty much
The same exact.
Yeah.
Huh?
There's a World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft. It's a game.
I'm talking about
a
making
board
my
game.
own tabletop.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he was just saying that
Truthfully,
I got you.
that other tabletop games use the D&D character sheet basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like even the weapons and stuff. Like you could change up the dice rules and all that, and it'd still work.
Nice.
For the most part on the. Because all it is a very basic
Like a real watered down version of the D&D character sheet, like really basic one.
I mean, the D&D sheet depending on which version you go by, there's way different wavelengths of D&D too.
Well, yeah, it depends on what edition you're playing in, but who doesn't play 5e? Who plays the old editions? They're all trash compared to the new one.
No,
we played.
There's the middle.
Oh my god!
What the hell was that?
Me and my friends played 3.5 for like 3 or 4 years before we realized 5e was the most amazing thing ever.
5e is the most amazing thing ever.
It's just so much better. So much better.
It all depends on the DM's viewing of it too, though. Because if the DM doesn't like it, it makes it frustrating for him, and then he gets frustrated.
5e has all the same stuff 3.5 does. It just simplifies some of the overcomplicated stuff, and then adds more utilities to stuff, like more, like modularity. More being able to change stuff based on what you want.
I don't know if modularity is a word.
Are you sure? I'm gonna have to look it up.
Maybe.
With my sweet dictionary app. No, I'm just kidding. I don't have a dictionary app. The only apps I ever use nowadays is I use freaking I don't use Twitch. I use Reddit. I use the built-in music app. I use authenticators for everything now, and I use what the hell? I was just looking at and IMDb. I always look people up on IMDb.
That is called I'm Dumb Butt.
I'm Dumb Butt.
Yeah. That's what my wife calls it. She showed me IMDb and she said it's called I'm Dumb Butt. Because you look at it when you want to figure something out and you don't know.
Yeah, but I mean it's like
I'm Dumb Butt.
Oh, that was cool.
So many people on like you wouldn't expect on IMDb. Did you know the highest on IMDb, the highest like basically like the meta score for IMDb was an Achievement Hunter Let's Play?
What?
In Uno, called Uno the movie. It was a 3-hour Uno Let's Play, and they got it to 100% rating on IMDb.
Oh my god!
Just because of the fans voting it up. That's hilarious. They actually consider it a full movie though, because they have credits and stuff. They did it all properly, so it can be considered an actual movie.
That's silly.
Those guys are hilarious.
I'm stealing.
I wish to one day be a fraction of how funny those guys are.
Dude, all day, every day. But no, though, one app that I did talk about before, but I'll talk about it again, which I think is really awesome, is an app called Moonlight, which lets you use your Android device as a NVIDIA Shield.
Mm. Yeah, you were talking.
Yeah. You'll be able to play your games right off your computer, onto your phone. Works really well with the Xbox One S controller.
Computer.
Internet. Yeah, but I've also been really getting into Google Plus. I had no clue what it was.
What the hell before. Why would you be getting into Google Plus?
Because it's cool.
It's just like the worst social media website.
It's not.
That's all it is.
I find it much more peaceful than Facebook. Keith, dude, you are brutal.
You got 2 stars now. The cops coming for your ass.
I find it much more peaceful than Facebook. Basically, it's just a feed of like awesome pictures of groups that you follow.
Just go on Reddit and subscribe to subreddits that you like.
Then you gotta click stuff. I can just scroll on this.
That's when you download the Chrome extension, Reddit Enhancement Suite, turn on hover mode, and then when you hover over a picture, boom, blows it up to full screen. And you just gotta scroll, and you can watch anything, look at anything you want.
I just rolled into this position.
The cards are magical in this game. You can be completely upside down and just flip them over with the power of will.
Ooh, I wanted to get back to a mobile game. Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
Have you guys played Fallout Shelter?
I still have not played it. I probably never will.
Steve, why not?
I don't know. I just don't like the idea of it.
Keith, have you played Fallout Shelter?
No.
It's even free on the Xbox with achievements, and
it's on the computer too. But Fallout Shelter was awesome when it first came out. There was very little to do. I got to the point where I'm like, okay, there's nothing left I want to do. But now they've added a ton of stuff. There's now quests and stuff like that you can send your Vault Dwellers out on. It's just cool, man. As far as, what is the word I'm thinking of? Those kind of games where you kind of build up.
I don't know. What is the word you're looking for? You tell me. I can't read your mind.
Where you kind of build up a city or something like that, or a colony.
They're sim games.
Yes.
Like yeah. No, it is called like a simulation.
It's a vault.
It's a vault simulation.
It's a vault sim. Yeah, but it is, in my opinion, one of the better sims, which is obvious because it is the most popular app on the App Store.
It's pretty popular.
As far as I know. Unless something's changed. But yeah, that's cool, man. I likes it. Of course, you got the other apps like Fiverr. You know what Fiverr is?
What's that? I think I've heard of it, but...
Fiverr is a marketplace of all sorts of services that you pay like increments of $5 for. Like get yourself cartoon eyes. Sometimes it can be. I've used it quite a bit. Sometimes you'll get people that just want to give you crap quality stuff and take your money, but then you have to dispute it. Like literally, I tried to get this lady to make a Turtlestein emblem for me.
I remember that. I thought this is where the story was going.
I tried to get this lady to make a Turtlestein emblem for me, and I said, I need a cartoon of a character that has the body style or kind of the body shape and style of a Ninja Turtle. Excuse me, but not a Ninja Turtle. I'm like, just kind of medieval armored turtle. And as I said, he could be like standing like with his back turned, but kind of looking over his shoulder. And she goes, okay. And then a day later, not even a day, she sends me a picture photoshopped of someone wearing a Ninja Turtle costume with their back turned, and then she photoshopped a Ninja Turtle head on top of it. And said, here you go. I'm like, hell no.
Are you sure she wasn't like, all right, are you sure she wasn't like, this is the concept, I'm about to draw this amazingly after this?
No, because then she tried to complete the order after that. I'm like, first of all, I said I said very specifically, not a Ninja Turtle. But no, she just sends me a dude in a Ninja Turtle costume. I know, that's the problem. So you gotta be careful going on that. And usually look at reviews.
I just avoid any of that kind of stuff.
No, you can get some really cool things going on, like cartoons yourself and stuff like that.
I hate like peer-to-peer transactions. I don't like not dealing with a company.
You're like, I want to deal with the man.
Because it just gives...
You're fun.
It just immediately puts in the option of them being a shitty person who's going to rip you off.
All right, Keith, give me that. You're having too much fun, man. You're just having too much fun. Tell us about some of your top apps. What kind of apps do you use, Keith? You like to use a lot of social apps.
Well,
you're all about your buddies.
Well, I'm mainly on PlayStation. I mean, I do have Facebook app too, but that's who doesn't nowadays.
I don't know. I'm sure.
I have Messenger because this guy made me download it. It sucks my battery.
Spotify. I love Spotify for music.
Spotify. So what's the deal with Spotify? Steve? 2 months ago, I said something about Pandora. You go, oh, Pandora. Just use Spotify, yo.
No, I did not. I've never used Spotify in my life.
I'm joking. You didn't say Spotify, but you said, to Pandora. But
I'm saying,
so what's the deal with? Tell me about Spotify, Keith. What is?
Well, let's put it this way. I had a friend that I literally,
not figuratively,
he paid for Pandora. And
this guy paid for Pandora.
Yeah.
And
where's the lake?
When you're going like between here and Carson, Washoe Valley dead zones a lot. A whole lot. I never had that problem with this app. I've had days where it's like the app itself is acting funny, but it's usually something funky that they fix up. Everything has glitches.
That sounds like a problem with your mobile service, not the app.
Yeah, Pandora works just fine if you.
But no, so with Spotify, what is it? Do you like subscribe to stations and it'll play random music or what?
It's not last.
It does everything. It has its random stations. It has set stations.
So you can listen.
It has more Nightcore than.
Okay,
Pandora
so say you want to listen to a specific song. Say you want to listen to a specific song. Can you get on there and listen to that specific song?
If you paid for that, yes.
If you pay, if you're paying the subscription to the app.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't think Pandora can do that.
Yeah, I can if you pay for it now.
Now?
You can re-listen to songs. Yeah,
Okay.
they
probably
keep yelling at me when I go on Pandora. They're like, if you pay, you can go back and re-listen to songs.
If you pay, you could go backwards. Okay. That's
But
not
yeah,
bad, then.
it had that before Pandora did. It was literally, they were trying to listen to stuff on Pandora, and we flipped on a couple stations on it, and it was just working perfectly. Like, my only problem is right now, I think since Pandora did that, they seem to be having a little bit more technical issues on the free server. But then again, it might be they're just trying to get the people to actually pay for it, and it's cheaper. How much?
We really want you to pay for it, so we're gonna fuck up the free version, so you have to pay for it if you want to keep using
boned!
it.
Yeah, I
Nice
want to.
logic.
I mean, it might be true. That sounds like a solid business strategy for some business that doesn't care that much. But I don't know if they care
what are you doing?
I'm using Rebreathers. I'll live.
You're using Rebreathers? What the hell is this? Fallout?
Yeah.
This
Oh,
guy.
hide from the cops. You can't see you when you're in
Hey,
the
they had rebreathers in Star Trek and
Okay.
a whole bunch of other shit too. Fucking X, I believe, had a couple times where they used rebreathers.
Oh, sorry.
Triple X. He's dropping the Triple X knowledge on us right now.
Triple X, damn.
You seen that new one?
No,
There's gonna be a new Vin Diesel one, huh?
It's
He
already
was
out.
the original. Is it out already?
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
I didn't. I thought the one with Ice Cube was cool. But,
I like Ice Cube.
Oh, like Ice Cube. What
but
was that
no,
from?
he didn't.
Wow.
He didn't do nearly as good
Behind
a
Enemy
job
Lines.
as.
Oh, okay.
He didn't do nearly as good a job as Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's a D&D nerd. That's why the last Witch Hunter was made, because that's literally his D&D character. And
Really?
He's like, yeah, I made a lot of money from Chronicles of Riddick, whatever the last one is. He's like, I'm gonna make my own movie about my D&D character.
Nice.
Hey, it worked out, right?
I don't think that movie did well. I don't think he got his money back. He might have, but
Nice. So you guys ever use Groupon?
no.
No?
I know people that do.
This guy right here got the sweetest deal on Groupon. You know what I bought? ComicCon tickets. Got them for $10 a pop.
ComicCon Marina?
How many?
Yeah.
When is it again?
Huh?
I said,
How
when is
many?
it?
No. Not. This was last time I was here.
Oh, okay. Well, when is it? I want to go this year.
Well, we already passed the year that it wasn't gonna be, huh? So it'll probably be this year. I don't remember what it was. It was like November or something like that. I don't know. Go to the website. Check it out. Maybe I can get some Groupons for it again.
Groupon.
I got them $10 a pop. I'm like, holy crap! Bought 4.
Aren't those like $100 tickets and shit?
Oh no. I
Now
don't remember.
$20 tickets. I don't know.
I know they're more expensive than going to the Little Snafu Con down here in Reno.
What the is Lil
what the
Snafu
fuck?
Con?
You've never been to Snafu Con?
I've
No.
never heard of it.
Sierra Nevada, Enemy, something Unite. Fucking, I don't like fucking religiously go on it every.
So
day.
it's what is it? An acronym? Is that what that's called?
It just spelled out something that sounded cool to say, and that's what stuck with it. You know, Snafu Con.
That's like
weird.
But
South by Southwest.
It's
As in South
it's-
Austin.
anime people that love video games, because most anime people love video games. You go there, you can play, you can dress up if you want. You cannot dress up if you don't want.
Well, that's like any con. There's no. You're required to cosplay to get
Well,
into
most
our con.
most people, when you're fucking going to, like, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of people that kind of look at you weird unless you have like a camera or something, or a YouTuber or something. I don't know. At least that's what they a lot of times
Really?
I was buying
portray.
at Comic-Con. Nobody looked at me. I saw the Stig from
Stig?
Top Gear.
Oh, okay.
Stig, he was standing in line to get a picture with the dude from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
What was his name? Christopher Rears. What was his name?
Norman Reedus?
Norman Reedus. Thank you.
Like Daryl, the
Yeah.
redneck guy? Yeah.
Yeah. That's who was there, and the Stig was standing in line to get a picture with him.
That's
Oh,
Pretty
weird.
good, yeah.
That's awesome.
But another app that
The
I
killer
have been known to use. It's called Splashtop. Actually lets you control the desktop of your computer. So it's like TeamViewer, but with mobile device. So I connect to any of these computers right now with it. Boom, boom. Super easy.
Do what you want.
I attempted to play Diablo on it at one point. Diablo 3. But it didn't work out too well. I had like a 50-foot USB cord hooked up to a keyboard and a mouse. And I was controlling the desktop from my living room to my bedroom.
What is the point in that?
Because I didn't want to go in the living room. I wanted to lay in my bed and play Diablo 3.
Oh my God.
But yeah, I mean, there's a slight bit of latency, but it's one of the better remote desktop apps I've seen. Steve, you should definitely get more elevation before you start turning like that.
No.
Yeah, Steve, that's it for apps for you?
I've got all starting apps. Like I don't download
You got all
any apps.
starting apps.
All built in.
You say you got your game authenticator stuff like
Well,
that.
no, the authenticators and stuff. Did you know there's just a general authenticator app you can use that can connect to like any like
What?
things authenticator?
What's it called?
Just
Do you have it?
Yeah.
It's literally called Authenticator?
Yeah, Authenticator. Well, actually, I have two for some weird reason.
Why do you have two, Steve?
One of them's
that.
specific to my Google account, and one of them's just a general one where actually I don't know. There was one that like any authenticator that can generate like a QR code for the authenticator, then that thing will work for it, and it can authenticate it.
That's not bad. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so I can use that for like my email and stuff like that, and so I don't have to have an authenticator for like each thing I use.
But you could
like
use that
Steam
other one for like BattleNet and stuff like that?
I believe so.
That's cool. Combine them all in one instead of having them all over the place.
I'm free.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Damn,
that's just
Steve.
the punchline.
I had another one. I had Uno Mas to talk about. Yeah. Uno Mas to talk about. DOSBox. Gotta have that DOSBox, man. I'm gonna be hooking up that DOSBox. Did you know that you can get The Elder Scrolls 2 Daggerfall for free off of the Bethesda website? But you need to run it off of a DOSBox. So it's a pain in the butt to get started and everything, but which means I can hook up a keyboard to my phone here and play Elder Scrolls 2. I haven't been able to figure out how to quite control that game very well.
Yeah, it's just so old.
I don't know how to look up or down. I don't know if you
Pretty
can.
sure video games were run like they plugged the cords into your mind back in the day or something. I don't.
A lot of times you find that the controls are really weird. Like it was really hard to on what was it Warcraft 2. It was hard to scroll your thing over without it just zooming all the way to the opposite thing. You had to like click on the part of the screen or something. I don't remember. It was really, really awkward. It was either that or arrow keys.
That was the thing they used to do on old games. They'd make the arrow keys for movement. And you're like, I'm not.
I'm all about that.
Flip my hands upside down
arrow
and
keys.
play.
Endless online on those arrow keys, man.
Yeah, it was all about the clicking.
But this guy, they used to plug it in your brain and stuff. I just imagine someone using a giant joystick that they have to hang on to and just ride
They
it.
didn't use WASD before like 2000. It was weird.
Well, yeah, because that's weird to them. You got arrow keys. Those are the
it's
arrows.
so
That's how you
so much
move.
better.
To use just letter keys to move around. That didn't start until MMOs. And the reason...
They're way better.
And the reason MMOs started doing that, so you had access to the number buttons for your abilities and stuff like that, yeah.
F keys were some other crazy ass shit.
F and E are always the U's.
F and E, what do you mean?
Like a use key.
Yeah.
Or
that's
F
why
is flashlight, but
so if I can, I try to hook up a controller. But,
yeah, controllers are way more comfortable.
Uh-huh.
I gotta aim better with a mouse, but
I like the mouse better, truthfully.
But I mean, do you like having to hit like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go from your hot bars instead of just? It's just so janky. Like the keyboard part of keyboard and mouse is so janky. That's why I have like 30 buttons on my mouse. So
I mean, if they made some crazy ass controller
moving.
with like 50 different buttons, like the R2 and that were actually more buttons than they are.
But that's why they don't, because it's janky.
It's janky.
It's janky.
But all the abilities you can use, all the different. I mean, I'm one of those people. I
I hit a pole.
Every ability possible at my fingertips.
This guy. That's too much. I like mini skill controls.
If you have to hold a button to hit, like on a controller, if you have to hold to like switch something and then hit another button, they've got too many buttons in their game. That's like Ark.
Path of Exile is gonna be like that. You gotta hold a trigger and then hit the buttons.
To hit like your whole number pad, you have to hold left trigger and then hit like Y, X, A, and B. It's like, no, that's too many. That's too many buttons.
But a keyboard makes it so you have rows of buttons.
Yeah, and then you gotta take your hands off of the movement keys to get over to freaking insert, because insert's how you
the mouse is my movement
switch
key.
Weapons. Stupid shit like that.
I'll stick with my mouse, and my mouse can move that.
My mouse.
And there's actually fun things about like one thing I liked about Warcraft. There was a auto forward. All you had to do is press something to turn once in a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, most MMOs have that now. Just auto run. Just hit Q.
Yeah.
Q or tab, always is.
Nice.
Love that shit. Love it.
Well, if we don't have any other apps, we can move on to the story. I got a juicy story to tell. Steve, I'm wondering if you remembered this.
Oh, I think I remember.
I think I remember. You were a little young, I don't know, but so back when we was kids, pretty young, I'd probably say
We was never kids.
maybe I was 10, you were like 7. I think that's how that works, right? In years and stuff, ages and stuff.
Maybe.
But we were up in Idaho or Washington, but we were over at our oldest sister's ex-boyfriend's mother's house.
Yes. Sure.
Do you remember this? And he had like a little brother or a little cousin or something like that. That was about our age. I don't remember his name. But this kid, you know, had grown up on a farm. You and I, who had not grown up on a farm.
I think I know where this is going. I think I remember the kid. Oh, that's
and he, when we were there and everything, he was showing us how we could catch the goats. He had a couple goats that would run around on his property and everything, and we would sneak up and try to catch them and jump on and ride them.
Okay, maybe I don't remember.
You don't remember this?
No.
It was.
Are you sure I was involved?
Yeah, I know you were there.
Oh,
and then we also rode like his horse bareback and stuff like that.
I remember him jumping onto the back of the horse bareback and taking off. I remember that.
Like crazy.
That's the story I thought you were
going to say. And then all three of us would like ride on this horse. But one time his mom or grandma or whoever it was, she took us out into the woods because she had to do something, and she let us off to go run around and everything.
Oh, you're trying.
And we were running around in these woods, and we kind of lost the path that we came from.
Oh, I think I remember this.
Do you remember this?
I think I remember.
But somehow, one way or another, we got ourselves all psyched out and scared, thinking that there were bears.
It was cougars. No, it was cougars.
Are you sure it was cougars?
I know it was cougars. I remember this
cougars and bears. I'm pretty sure we were scared of bears too. But
because I remember the kid was like, "Oh, the cougars had got my mom" or something like that at one point because we got separated from his mom in the woods.
We were so scared. But what we ended up is all three of us ended up in a tree, at the top of this tree, freaking out.
That's the worst.
Do you remember this?
That's the worst place to be. The worst place.
Do you remember
Black bears can't climb, and cougars can climb.
There were no bears or cougars around.
There might have been cougars, but
not
where
we were off in the woods, and there was
Mountain
a path
lions.
somewhere near us, but we did not know where it was, and we were all freaking out, and this kid was freaking out too. But all I remember is how we got out of there was we saw a truck, some random hillbilly driving his truck down through the woods. And we went and flagged them down and told them we were lost. And in retrospect, was probably the stupidest thing.
It was probably,
for us to get into a vehicle with some random hillbilly in the woods.
I remember them.
You remember this?
Yeah, I can't believe I remember that.
Oh man, it was wild, dude. But yeah, we freaked ourselves out thinking there was bears and everything. That was awesome.
Up in trees for no
Keith, do you ever have any freaked out in the woods stories? Is your mother? I don't know.
I think
now,
she scared everything away that was there.
But your mother kind of had like a cabin up in the woods or whatever?
It was just a camper. Little camper.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
where was it
janky ass
located?
shit. It's really redneck, like, I hate people kind of moment for, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't,
Go become a woodsman with her?
yeah. She probably would have shot me.
Probably. Yeah.
She almost did once. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck that. That's as close as I've gotten to backstory. Well, actually, you know what? It wasn't scary. It was just more like, I'm cold. I want to get the fuck out of here kind of feeling. But me and Jimmy got left out. You know where Bird Eye is? In the back areas over there. We were left with the ATV. My mom's ATV.
Oh, is that where her trailer was? Was up over there?
Yeah, there's it's quite a ways back there. We were actually halfway between her place and Bird Eye, because it's between Bird Eye and Carson, or not
Truckee?
No, what is it?
Up in the mountains.
Virginia City. The Virginia City
up in
Islands.
Hills.
Not
Keith,
actual.
those are the opposite sides of the town.
That's our opposite.
No.
So you were in town?
Virginia City is South Reno.
What did I say? I said Bird Eye on accident, didn't I? Because I was living there. I meant Lovelock. Not Lovelock.
I was going out. It's like
Though it's that area.
Over by Virginia City. Lockwood. Okay. I get what you're saying.
Like right in between there.
So
and
you
there.
guys were over at Lockwood.
Yeah, and my dad was supposed to be back for us. I don't know what happened, and there's always something that happens because we were out there because of my mom, I believe. Mm-hmm. But we decided to just drive that thing back into Lockwood.
So you guys just gonna take it home or whatever?
Yeah, but we were literally I don't
Did
know.
You run out of gas? What happened?
We got there, but like literally we were trying to call my dad, but we couldn't get, phones didn't work really well out there. Mm-hmm. Because that's just not where phones worked back then. They probably work a little bit better now.
Yeah.
Because we were there evening, and then by late evening, when the sun finally went down, we were like, yeah, we need to get headed back towards civilization. We're just two kids with the ATV.
So what were you guys doing there?
Guns,
were you just like playing around?
Yeah, we were sort of. I don't know what reason why we went out there, but my dad took us out there. I think it was to drop off the ATV to her, but he just left us out there. I think we're 14, 15. I was 14, 15. Jimmy would have been like
11.
Yeah.
Is he really that much younger?
Yeah,
Well, Keith's older.
I'm 30.
Wow.
But yeah, we just rode that.
So
thing
it was
back.
dark.
It was
you guys were cold and lost. Were you getting eaten by cougars? Damn, Steve's so close.
I think we were more worried about mountain lions and.
That's what a cougar is.
That be a cougar.
Well, it depends on.
Definitely be a cougar.
What about you, Steve?
We're not
and
talking
Matt
about
ever get
old,
stranded anywhere?
Old sexy ladies. The one that came to mind was one time, because there's a river that goes directly through town.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Truckee River.
Yes, the Truckee River.
That be the one you're talking about, correct?
That be the one. There you go, nailed it. And we were like at the main place where everybody went to downtown, and on the river, and it was a really warm day. And there's this whole long section of the river that's really shallow when you're on the sides. So we're like, all right, let's walk
Not
along the
anymore.
river. Yeah, I know, not anymore. So we take off our shoes. There's one other friend with us. We called him what did we call him?
Was it one of the ice cream boys?
No, it wasn't one of the ice cream boys. He was not there. We called him Sticky, I think. No, not Sticky. That was Keith's friend. It was something like that. I can't remember what his name.
Stinky?
Foamy. That was his name. Foamy. That was his
Ooh.
nickname.
Did he poop
Nickname.
himself?
No, it was because he would like.
Pants to fill foam.
Because there was a joke that he was like he'd get angry and foam at the mouth, but we called him Foamy. But we now you gotta get back on it. We're like, yeah, let's walk along the river. So we start walking along, and there's a whole section where, like, there's all the rich apartments and houses that are along the river there.
How doesn't your head come
And
off?
there's no way to get out of the water there because it's just like a stone wall, and then, like, the houses. So we're, like, going along, and we get to the point where we can't get out. So we're like, all right, we can either go back, and then it's going to take us way longer to get home, or we can just keep going. So we just keep going, walking in, like, ankle-deep water, and there's crawdads coming at our feet and shit like that.
Yeah.
And we're walking for like an hour through this water, just going like slow because we're in water and it's getting deeper and there's slippery rocks and shit, and like we're just like, me and Matt are fine because we're used to doing this kind of shit, but the other kid doesn't really. He lived with like his grandma and she'd always make him stay home and stuff like that.
Foamy?
So yeah.
Was this Tyler?
Yes. I don't know how you remembered who Tyler was.
Because he said his grandma.
Yeah, he lived with his grandma. But
that kid was a crybaby.
that kid wasn't. Exactly. This is where the story's going. He was a crybaby. So we're out there and we're just walking. Me and Matt are all cool. We're going, and he starts like, "Oh, I'm tired of walking through this water." And he's like, "I want to." He's like, "I want to just go home." And he starts complaining, and we're like, "Dude, we just got to keep going a little bit longer, and then we'll get there." And he's like, "No," and he's like, I'm gonna die here in the water, basically in the ankle deep water.
In the
And he
ankle
starts
deep water.
freaking out. We're like, dude, just calm down. He starts yelling at like the rich houses for somebody to come get him out of the water. We're like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, help! He like yelling, and we're just like, what are you doing? Like it was just so.
What a baby!
Exactly.
Foamy.
It was so bizarre. And he's just like
Did you
basically
start foaming at
almost to the point. Almost to the point of crying because he's just so upset that he has to walk another like half a mile through this water to get over to our house,
God.
to where we go to our house basically.
Man,
Yeah,
he wouldn't have lost it with me. I fucking me and my
You
friends
guys did. Apparently your group did like
walked everywhere.
We did
stupid
crazier
shit. Yeah,
stuff.
you guys did. I mean, we did stupid shit too, but you guys did it like consistently. Like stuff
Well, you
bordering
guys stayed
on
inside more.
illegal. Yeah, we did. We started playing.
Oh,
video games.
not borderline illegal.
Well,
Super
no, I mean, not
illegal.
all of it was illegal. Some of it was just
There was
borderline
a lot to
illegal.
do with fire, like
exactly.
building Diablo Death Stars
Oh,
in
God,
the
one
middle
time-
of the street with gasoline and lighting it on fire.
Oh, one time when Matt was living, like his parents were separated, and they were like, his dad was living downtown, and it was like in the bad part. It was like the it was like the bad part of downtown.
Yeah.
We're basically just hanging out in an alley in the ghetto, right? And we're just messing around in the back in this alley, and like my bike was like probably like 20 feet away off to the other side, and some dude was walking down the alley. We're like, all right, normal thing, dude just walking down the alley, and like he goes and like grabs my bike, and I'm like, I think we were like 13, 14 at that time. I was like, dude, what are you doing? That's my bike. And then he just like looks at me, rides like a foot, and then sets it down and just leaves. I was like, what the fuck? It's like, he was going to jack my bike. He only rode it like 2 feet and then got off of
What
it
the
again.
hell?
I think he might have been
God.
drunk because he like fell off of it and then walked away.
Did
Yeah.
So that reminds me, you remember the kid at the library, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So you go ahead and tell the story.
Oh, hold on. Oh, there's another story in that same alley. It
Okay.
might have even been the same day. It was like, it was like basically he was living in a motel, and they had like the motel's branded like matchbooks, and I guess they got like a new logo or something, so they switched to new matchbooks. But they had like basically a dumpster full of matchbooks.
Woo!
Yeah, that sounds like a good time. But they had cut off all the starters. And just put the matches back there, but we found like a
What
couple
the-
of them where they weren't completely cut off, and we're just like sitting there just lighting shit
You
on
light
fire.
the whole thing on fire.
Matt was kind of a pyro at sometimes around that age, and he was like thinking he would kept wanting to throw them in there and light the whole create a whole dumpster fire, and I'm like, nah, man, you're gonna light the whole thing. Somebody's gonna find out we're gonna get in trouble. There was this other time
found out
he lived he lived just like down the street from that same one, that same area, and it was me, him, and I think it was like his sister or something, and we were walking from school or something to his house. Matt found like a lighter, and he kept like wanting to light sticks on fire and stuff like that. We're like, nah, let's just go home and play some video games or something. And
Steve the good kid.
Matt, no, I really wasn't the good kid, but in that case, because Matt always wanted to set shit on fire. I'm like, stop trying to burn down places. That would get you in a lot of trouble.
But fire fun!
And Matt, like, said it was kind of cold outside. Matt, like, took off his coat for some reason, and then he's like, all right, hold on. He's like, Matt's like, hold on, you guys go ahead. I'm going to put my coat on. Or something like that. And we walk only like 20 feet. And then I turn around, I'm like, Matt, what are you doing? He like jumps over. There was like a normal like concrete barricade. It was right on a train track basically. And Matt's like, he jumps over the barricade and catches up. And we walk like another 20 feet. And then we turn around and we look back. There's like a fucking tree that's on fire back there. I'm like, holy shit, what did you do? Like, the whole thing's on fire. Matt being Matt just wants to run away. I'm like, no. I mean, it was like a bush. It wasn't a tree. It was like a sapling, like with the bush around it. Yeah. And, like, he just set it.
So Matt's committing arson. And
for some reason, it caught so fast. And seriously, like,
that's
10
what
seconds.
Plants do.
And it's just like, it's just burning. And I just had to go back there and stomp it out.
You stomped out a bush?
Yeah, it wasn't
Go
really
stomp this bush. Oh, it stopped.
Yeah, the train stopped right there.
Let's stomp this bush
It wasn't really that, like, big of a
like you just want to be a different kind of a wallflower, don't you?
Hilarious,
man.
Oh, girl, it's
setting shit on fire. I'm trying to think of some other ones with Matt setting stuff on fire.
No. Okay, so, Keith, you're getting ready to tell us about some fire stories.
Which one? What was it? Damn it.
Okay. So, Steve, the kid at the library.
Oh.
They tried to steal your bike.
Oh, that's what it was. Wow. It wasn't a fire story. This was a bike story.
Bicycle.
So, Steve and I decided to go to the public library. And we were sitting inside the lobby. Well, first off, we ride Steve's little green bike there with
sweet pegs on the back.
Sweet pegs on the back, yeah. That's important. But we didn't have a bike lock. So we went there for something, and we left the bike sitting outside in the front. But one of us was watching it at all times while the other one went in and did something. We were doing something in the library. And we were both at one point, we were both sitting in the lobby looking at the bike. We're just chilling there, and this little kid walks up. Maybe, what would you say, about 3 years younger than you?
He seemed like he was probably, no, I think I was a little bit older than him.
Yeah, he's a bit younger. He was like 11 or 12.
Really? Nah, I'd say 10 or 11.
10 or 11.
He was
okay.
He seemed pretty young.
Well, he was a short kid, but so he sits near us and everything, and
right next to you. Actually, I'm standing off to the side.
Yeah, and he's just kind of chilling. He's like, "Hey, how's it going?" and everything. And then at one point, he looks at me and goes, "You ever stolen a bike before?" We're like, "No," and he goes, "I'm about to." And then who said it? You said it? I think you said you're gonna steal our bike, but I don't think he heard it.
He didn't hear me.
He didn't hear it, and he goes, okay. Here I go. And so he walks out the front door, and as he's jumping on Steve's bike, I look at Steve and I go, "You gonna let him steal your bike?" And Steve's like in shock, like, is he really doing that?
I was like, is he serious? Is this a joke?
So I follow him out the door, and he doesn't see me, and I walk up behind him as he's jumping on the bike, getting ready to take off. I grab the back pegs, and I flip the bike up with him on it.
Straight
and
up, kid just
face plants.
Nosedive off of the bike.
Oh, and he goes, "Oh, what'd you do that for?"
I was like, "Cause that's my bike."
I said, "I told you not to steal our bike." And he goes, "Oh, that was yours. I didn't know." That was pretty good.
When somebody gives you a weird look, you probably don't want to do what you think you're about to do. If you
But my favorite thing
he
was he goes, "You ever stolen a bike before?" All right, Keith, your bike story.
It's similar, but this time it's more.
It was you.
Well, let's start with the other parts of it. Because like me, you know how me and Jimmy went up to that one little creek thing that was a runoff, and there was just all these trees growing around it, and we just goof off and just find sticks and smack things with them, see which one was strongest.
Sure.
Hidden stuff with sticks.
I don't know what area you're talking about, but go ahead.
Up off of.
Oh, you don't
Not
have to tell
Audi.
me. It's fine. I got.
Well, basically we go all the way around Hug, and start coming back down and start talking to a group of people. And they seem kind of cool at first when you're a kid, but it's just a bunch of thug-ass people.
Thug-ass thugs.
Some thuggy thugs.
Thug-ass teenagers, like, well, not even teenagers, more like tweenagers, but you know.
Tweenagers. Go ahead.
And they know my friend Melvin. Now I know. I kind of knew back then, but now I learned my lesson about that like years ago. He's a dummy. He brought they're like, oh, can I test run your bike? I was like, sure. Dude gets like 20. What?
Can they touch your bike? Is that what you said?
No, they wanted to look at it, like, you know.
Oh, they wanted to ride it
around for a second,
okay.
And like he starts taking off. He's like 20 feet away from me. I don't care. I just book it. And I'm like, you can't take my bike away from me. Grab him by the seat and just like look at him like, do you really want to do this? This is my bike. You can't even get away from me on it.
Keith, your bike sucked. No. This guy caught it. But, so that reminds me of the story I was going to end on, which was one time, hanging out with Keith all the time. He was always one of those people who ran everywhere. Keith always ran. Keith was a runner. He'd run everywhere. He'd get excited and just run across the street or something. So hanging out on the street, we normally were. We're just messing around with stupid shit and everything. And I had this bike inner tube. Just a flat bike inner tube.
Isn't that the...
Hold on. No, this is Keith. And me. This involves me and Keith. So, Keith's on one side of the street. I'm on the other side of the street. We're messing around. Something gets Keith going to where he's going to run down the sidewalk as fast as he can, just super book it. And I got it in my head that I'm going to chuck this bike inner tube at Keith. The shot could not have been more perfect. I chucked the bike inner tube from across the street. It flips around as he's running and catches right in between his legs. And he gets his feet wrapped on it, and Keith flies. He goes flying and face plants. He is so pissed.
I don't think I face planted,
but I cannot tell you how perfectly I freaking
sore.
chucked that bike inner tube, and it was one of those side throws and just like
perfect frisbee,
perfect bola shot, catching his legs and just
flying.
Bola, it's like those things you see where humans are the best hunt. I caught
the
Keith.
most dangerous game.
Yeah, the most dangerous game. I'm sure Keith was quite a bit bigger than me, so I'm sure he chased me after that. But he had skinned knees and skinned elbows. And that was just the most perfect shot.
Oh, man.
But yeah, that was good. But
you know what's funny? I think somewhere time after that, Jimmy got me with one too.
Did he?
Yeah.
A bike inner tube?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he like nailed you in the head or something like that. But
he got me in the feet too. I was like,
that reminded me of the story.
Maybe you're just thinking it was me because Jimmy was on the same side of the street as me. Maybe you thought it was Jimmy. I threw it.
This one was actually going up, like me running towards the house, like running towards Cindy's front door.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that one.
This was, I think, when Jose was hanging out.
Okay.
So I got a pretty good one.
Do you?
So
We'll do this and then we'll wrap it up.
me and Matt, we were riding somewhere, and we had 2 bikes. I think one was your bike. It was that silver Schwinn you had.
Schwinn.
And I don't know what I had. I might have had just some crappy bike, but it's funny. I was riding the crappy bike, and he was riding the good expensive bike, the Schwinn, but the chain was messed up. So we're riding by just this random building, and there's like a little like drive-in thing where there's like the dumpsters are here, so like it blocks the view if you go up the drive-view, but it's just like one of those in and out kind of things where it like connects. So me and Matt are just cruising, and I'm going on the sidewalk. Matt's like, nah, and like goes off to the side, and he's like mobbing, and he goes flying up, and I get to the street corner, I turn around because the thing was right next to the street corner. I'm like, where is he? He's not here, and I'm just sitting there waiting for him to come out of the thing because it shouldn't have taken him any more than like 10 seconds longer than me. And I'm just waiting and waiting. I'm like, what the hell happened? So I ride up there, and he's just on the ground, like, tangled up in the bike. Because he had, like, gone off to, like, go around fast and beat me. So he's, like, pumping on the bike, and the chain was fucked up. So he just, like, and just, like, ate shit behind this trash can, and I couldn't see him. So it's just one of those things where he goes around a corner, and then you expect him to come out, and he never comes out. And he's just, like, all jacked up because he ate shit on the bike. And, like, he's like, you stupid bike! The chain broke.
What, the Schwinn?
Yeah.
I have to say one more story. It's
All right.
a quick one. There's, Mexicans around there. A couple of them.
Whoa. You know Mexicans, right?
No, these Mexicans. These are our friends, but...
Mexicans are friends, not food.
This guy. Come on, kid. You're walking a thin line here.
Well... One of them was into some sort of racing around town, and I was like, I bet you I could beat you. And I just start, me and him go and fucking, he's beside me for a bit. I start taking off. We get around, and I'm coming around for the second lap, or to finish the lap.
Were you driving?
The bike,
okay.
The wheel comes out from under it. It just comes off the bike and just,
the front one?
The back one.
What?
So I'm holding on to the bike still. I'm holding on to the bike like this and going like this and looking back at the tire. Going,
he's like sending sparks and he's still pedaling.
But after that, the dude's like, if your bike didn't do that, I think he would have beat me.
This guy. What are you doing, Steve?
I'm drunk and I'm trying to smack cars with a crowbar, but there's no cars. This is really hard.
I'm drunk. Yeah, Steve, I think you're closer than it looked.
I think your arm. I think your arm should be off. Like, why do you still have an arm? Why isn't there like?
But yeah, on the wheel falling off. One time I was riding a bike home, and those lips between driveways that you can like pop a little wheelie on or whatever. So I was cooking good too. And I pop my front wheel.
Makes me shoulder hurt.
I pop up one of those lips, and the front wheel comes off, and I land on the front forks, and I flip over the handlebars and just slide on my face for a while. And there was right in front of a driveway of these people standing here, and the dude's like, "Oh, you okay?" I'm like, "Fucking wheel came off."
I remember this story.
Oh my God.
Didn't you get
I'm so
kind
mad.
of scraped up and so old?
Oh yeah,
was
sure
trying
I
to
did.
walk you home or something.
This was like a
No.
2-second story. I was riding, I jump over and land on this shoulder. Because for some reason my whole body goes limp and just
land on one shoulder.
Yeah, well, this is kind of my face too, but
Did you bounce
on my face?
This still hurts just talking about.
I didn't
that
feel
story.
my face. I hurt the shoulder.
It was
All
mostly
right,
shoulder.
Time to wrap it up.
It was mostly shoulder. It still hurts at times today.
Thanks for listening or watching. Follow us on the Twitters at Fools Banter. Go to our Facebook, facebook.com/foolsbanter to follow us there. Get updates on new episodes and everything. Also hit us with a follow. Pants. I'm not wearing my podcast pants. Decided to switch it up today.
Oh no.
But hit us with a follow on Twitch. We're going to try to live stream this from here on out. Edwin will be back next episode. It hasn't been the same without him. We're going to have to find him in that forest. We'll have to go search for him ourselves. Also, hit us with some feedback. You can message us on any of the earlier mentioned social media devices. Or you can even email us. our emails are there. You can hit it up. Yeah.
Send us a telegram.
Send us your dankest memes as always.
Telegram.
Any final words?
Codes.
So the final message for the day.
Come on, Keith, hit it.
Burn your broken bikes.
Burn your
before they
broken
bite you in the
bikes.
ass or my case the
What?
shoulder.
What?
Burn your. How about don't steal the bikes of people that are standing right there.
Just don't steal bikes.
Or don't steal bikes either.
I was trying to go with the fire theme too. I was just trying to throw that in there.
And always clean your butts. Alright.
Peace.
See ya.
That bum gave me a snack.
The bum gave you a snack.
Where's that bum? He's
Well, that was nice.